September 2nd, 1666. 13,200 church homes. St.
Thomas Farriner is sleeping. Samuel Pepys will bury his wine and his Parmesan cheese. King Charles II will pass buckets of water with his own royal hands.
They do not know, but you don't know that yet. Pull back. It is the evening of September 1st. The sun is going down. The city is breathing. Slow, easy, safe. That is not a metaphor. Walk through it, touch the walls, lean from the window of any building, and you can almost reach the house opposite.
The timber frames overhang the lanes, each upper floor jutting out a little further. You walk through a permanent twilight of shadows, even at noon. 400,000 souls are folded into this maze of alleys and courts, pressed so close together they can hear each other breathe through the walls at night.
And this summer, this savage, unrelenting summer, 10 months without meaningful rain.
Into pale, dusty cracks. You run your hand along the boards of any building you pass.
They feel like the memory of wood. Every timber frame, every thatched eave, every tarred rope hanging in.
They know this city. They know its dangers. They have fire buckets on hooks.
It is September 1st, 10 o'clock in the evening, on Pudding Lane. Thomas Farriner has been awake since 3 in the morning.
The ovens take hours to reach the right heat. The King's Navy runs on ship's biscuit, and the King's Navy does not wait for slow bakers. You watch him moving through the low room in the amber glow. Flour dust hangs in the air like snow that cannot fall. His forearms carry the white scars of a lifetime near hot brick. He lifts the long wooden peel and slides the
Of 10,000 repetitions, his daughter Hannah works beside him. She does not need instruction. She has been here since she could walk without falling.
The shop opens directly onto the lane. The smell from the doorway is warm and sweet and thick with yeast.
They have to stay close to the heat or they absorb the damp from the stone floor and won't catch cleanly in the morning.
The way you step over a familiar dog. He has done this every day for 30 years.
Farriner makes his final round. You stand in the doorway and watch. He takes the long iron rake and draws the live coals toward the back of the firebox.
He sweeps the hearthstone. He checks the iron door. He checks the damper. He is not a careless man.
He is a man with a contract with the Navy, a daughter to provide for, and a reputation that has kept this bakery alive for...
He lifts the candle. He makes one last slow look at the room. He is satisfied. He goes upstairs. The house settles and clicks as the old timbers breathe out the day's heat.
Hannah's candle goes dark under her door. The bakery is quiet. The ovens are still warm.
Midnight. You walk out into the streets. It is beautiful. That is the honest word.
The Thames is wide and silver below you, slow and black at the edges, polished. You count the church spires from the riverbank and you lose count and you start again.
And horse and river mud. The ordinary, layered, human smell of 400,000 lives fold.
And you want to stay here in this quiet forever, in this silver hour, before everything changes.
You are walking past it now. Thames Street follows the north bank of the river. The warehouses here rise
Their doors are locked and their contents are silent. You walk slowly past them. The hemp rope sits coiled in enormous piles behind those walls. The barrels of whale oil and rendered tallow. The sea coal from Newcastle, black and dense and mountainous. The pitch and tar and brandy in its casks. The dry timber of the walls themselves.
The dry timber of the walls themselves. The nightman passes.
All is well, he says. All is well. It is 1 o'clock in the morning on September 2nd.
and his body understands before his mind does, and he is out of bed and at the door before he has thought a single word. The staircase below is full of smoke.
He hammers on Farriner's door. He screams. You hear it from the street below, a single raw human sound that the city swallows without waking.
But next door, close enough to reach, is a neighboring roof line. A gutter. A handhold. Hannah follows. The servant follows.
She is looking at the gap. She is looking at the cobblestones. She is standing in the exact space between...
And she cannot change it, and the floor beneath her is giving way. She does not jump. She is
The fire bells begin. Constables appear with long iron hooks and leather buckets. They know the procedure. Starve it of material. It is the only way. But the houses next door belong to men with money and lawyers. They demand authorization. They demand compensation. The constable does not have that authority alone. He sends a runner for the Lord Mayor. You wait in the street. The fire does not. The fire does not. The Star Inn across the lane is catching. The heat is a wall you cannot push through. The sparks are rising on the wind. The sparks are rising on the wind. The wind is not slowing. Each spark drifts south out in...
And in a city made of seasoned timber that has not felt rain in 10 months. Every spark that lands is a question with only one answer.
Sir Thomas Bloodworth arrives wrapped in his coat. He is tired, he is cold, he has seen London fires before. London gets fires. London survives fires. This is a side street at 1 in the morning. This is a baker's carelessness. He looks at the flames. Pish! A woman might piss it out. He goes home. The street holds its breath. A beam collapses. The sparks crown up into the dark sky.
All at once, catching the 30-mile-an-hour wind and scattering south. The city begins to disappear. Fish Street, burning.
Fish Street, burning. The lane fills with smoke and stumbling figures carrying whatever their arms can hold. Cannon Street, burning. Cannon Street, burning. The Royal Exchange, where the merchants of the world did business. And grasshopper weather vane spins in the superheated air as the roof falls in below it. Cheapside, burning. Cornhill, burning. Cheapside, burning. Cornhill, burning. The churches go like candles, one by one.
St. Clement Eastcheap, St. Lawrence Pountney, St. Mary Abchurch, St. Michael Queenhithe. The lead in their windows run.
The brass plates on the coffins in the crypts begin to melt. Gracechurch Street. Lombard, gone. Lombard Street, gone. Threadneedle Street, gone. You step... Silk, documents, family histories. They believe the stone walls would hold. You do not correct them. It is already too late to correct them.
The scaffolding around the tower catches. Then the roof. The heat in a firestorm of this size is not the heat of a house fire.
It is the heat of a furnace fed by an entire city. The lead begins to flow. You watch it.
The vaulting inside fails, and a column of fire erupts through the roof and reaches so high into the sky that...
The crypts do not protect what was split. Nothing lies in sight. Samuel Pepys will write all of this down. King Charles will haul buckets until his hands blister. Thomas Farriner will spend the rest of his life insisting the fire was not his fault. Perhaps he is right. Perhaps it was the wind.
But you keep coming back to Pudding Lane, to that low, hot room. The flour dust, the banked coals.
The last tray Farriner slid from the oven before he went to bed. Ship's biscuit for the Navy. Golden and perfect.
He expected it to be collected in the morning. The morning never came for it. It sat in the dark. It waited. Nobody came.
The dawn of September 2nd reveals a city utterly transformed. A landscape of desolation where once stood the heart of a kingdom.
Thousands wander aimlessly, their homes, their livelihoods reduced to dust. The air hangs heavy.
Among the ashes, the seeds of reconstruction are yet to be sown. But for now,
The Thames, once a silver ribbon, now reflects a crimson sky, a silent witness to the city's agonizing demise.
St. Paul's Cathedral, a beacon of faith, now a tomb of stone and sorrow. Its voice,
Faith itself struggles to find purchase in this landscape of ruin. Yet,
Refugees seek solace in makeshift camps, their future uncertain.
even royalty lends a hand, united in the face of unprecedented calamity. A king among his people, working for a shared future.
The impartial wind, the relentless drought, factors beyond human control. Were they truly the architects of this fiery fate?
Or was the city itself, from its very foundation, destined for this night?
Our gaze returns to Pudding Lane, a name forever etched in tragedy. To the ghost of a bakery, a forgotten hearth, the silent witness of a simple oven, its heat now a consuming inferno. The banked coals, a memory of warmth, now a memory of fire.
The ghosts of timber frames, once homes, now stand as hollow monuments. Melted lead, a silver tear shed for a burning city.
Survivors begin the grim task of sifting through the remnants of their lives, searching for echoes of a past, now consumed by fire.
A map of London rewritten in ash, erasing centuries of history. A pall of smoke hangs heavy.
Nature itself bears witness to the fire's devastating wrath, a somber canvas of black and gray, where vibrant life once thrived.
a slow exodus from the heart of the inferno, burdened with remnants. The weight of loss etched on every weary face.
Ham Street, a furnace stoked by its own flammable treasures. The wealth of nations transformed into a river of fire.
Back to that quiet hearth, where a simple biscuit lay waiting. A small detail, overlooked.
Quiet before the storm, a serenity that hid its deadly secret. Innocence asleep, while fate prepared its fiery hand.
The sleep of the innocent, soon to be shattered by an inferno. The subtle glow of coals.
A desperate scream, swallowed by the roar of awakening flames. A single life.
A city consumed, not by an enemy, but by its own dry heart. The wind, an unseen... The bells of London, once a warning, now a lament. St. Paul's, a symbol of The baker's hands, forever scarer by memory, forever needing his truth. A routine
The last biscuit, golden and warm, yet harboring a hidden spark. A whisper of heat, a catalyst for an empire's sorrow.
The morning's awakening, not to light, but to choking smoke. A primal cry, a desperate plea for an impossible escape.
A family's retreat, a desperate dance with the encroaching inferno. Orange light, the beating heart of a burgeoning catastrophe.
The terrifying chasm. A choice between fire and a desperate plunge. A father's grip.
The maid's dilemma, caught between the fire and the hard earth. A silent decision.
The city's alarm, a symphony of terror echoing across the rooftops. Constables armed with hooks. Bureaucracy's paralysis, a fatal delay in the face of consuming fire. The price of delay, measured in burning timber and vanishing hope.
The Star Inn ignites, a beacon of destruction in the night. Sparks ride the wind, an
Bloodworth's disdain, a fatal misjudgment of a nascent inferno. A woman might piss it out. Words that sealed a city's doom.
The falling beam, a shower of destruction crowning the night. 1,000 fiery seeds.
Fish Street, engulfed, a river of flame claiming its first victims. Humanity adrift, tossed on the turbulent tide of fire.
The Royal Exchange, jewel of commerce, consumed in a single fiery breath, its proud roof falling. The sacred spires, one by one, become torches in the night. Lead flows like molten.
St. Paul's ablaze, a monument of faith devoured by fire. The heat of 1,000 hearths.
A pillar of fire, reaching to the heavens.
A testament to earthly destruction.
The crypts yield, their sacred trusts consumed by the merciless fire. London, a city The final image. A charred biscuit, a silent sentinel of a city's fate.